Ooh, this is going to be a good video. Welcome, America. My name is YG Nightstorm, and hello from Georgia. And I first want to say thank you to everyone that watched my Black Man in a MAGA Hat and American Exceptionalism video. As of right now, filming this video, it has well over 80,000 views within like 3 days. And of course, you know, we had some people that disliked the video. I had an entire 100 people dislike the video, but check this out. A staggering 10,500 people gave it the thumbs up and liked it. So I want to say thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. And also Ebony, which I always keep with me. This is Ebony. Say hello, sweetheart. Hello. Yes, I do talk to my gun. I'm not crazy. I'm a lover of the Second Amendment and the ability to defend myself, and Ebony and all her friends make sure me and my 7 children stay safe. So, but I want to continue and say that thank you again, but I gotta address some things, especially with those 100 people, because they were just, you know, a huge 1% of all the people that watched the video. They hated it. And of course, being a black conservative, I get a good dose of hate all the time. Matter of fact, there is a I Hate YG Nightstorm club that's out there, but I digress. But anyway, let's talk about this, because I want to have a conversation about why the hate for black men and women who decide to become conservative and did not feel that Hillary Clinton was the answer to all of America's problems. Okay, let's just get into this. And I think a lot of this stuff is toxic, and these 1% of people were online blaming white people for all of the problems that they had. Now, I specifically, in the video, I didn't denigrate anyone. I just talked about my joy of having the ability to conquer homelessness 26 years ago, and how through seeking Christ first, hard work, persistence, and getting the help of a lot of fellow American citizens, blacks, whites, Jews, Gentiles, everybody in between. Man, I got a lot of help and support, but I had to put in the work, and it took a long time to dig myself out of that situation, to come up off of food stamps and become successful. Because now, you know, I used to get kicked out of buildings in downtown Atlanta when I was homeless 26 years ago. And God is so good, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the same buildings that I was kicked out of as a young man of 18/19 years old as homeless, I am now, check this out, the head of security for the corporation that owns those buildings. It is crazy how God works. All those places I was thrown out, now I'm in command of those places, and I've hired well over 100 people to staff those places. A lot of good stuff has happened, and I'm just happy to be an American. I'm happy to celebrate American exceptionalism, because putting that work in, having a strong faith in God, and for people, strangers that you don't know, just fellow American citizens coming to your aid simply because they see you as somebody that's trying to make it, bruh, sister, that is beautiful. And I didn't denigrate anyone in the video. I didn't put down liberals. I said, if you want to continue to be a liberal, that's fine. I don't care. But just like you got a choice to stay where you are, I have every choice to leave where I was from and walk into my future. So anyway, but let's talk about this, because a lot of black conservatives get labeled, of course, the sellout, Uncle Tom, coon, tap dancer, bootlicker for white people, and it's a lot of hate. And these same 1% of folks were online talking about how all white people are racist and they just so full of hate and they don't have any kind of tolerance, but yet turn around, turn around and sit here and just rain negativity down on me. So one particular example came from Infinite Wisdom, and I'm gonna read you what she said. She said, really, this whole time, that's all black people had to do to get out of poverty is to know white Jesus and pray. Laughing my hoo-hoo off, this dude kills me. Look at the white people co-signing. Now, and let me just show you the actual picture. Check it out. Now, ain't she something special? Oh man, I tell you the truth, because folks ask me why. YG, why did you leave the Democratic Party? And the first reason is it was some people when I was preaching heavily in the mid-turn of the 21st century. I was starting to get a little bit popular, and some Democratic leaders in Georgia told me, they said, you need to stop talking about God because it upsets a large portion of our base. A lot of people in our base are not Christians. So you are upsetting them. You need to stop talking about God. And they get offended by the name of Jesus. And I'm like, well, too bad. God has given me everything. He has literally pulled me out of atrocious situations. And just the homelessness is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to me. And I'll get into some of the other stuff in later videos, but just the fact that I was able to conquer that, and God gave me that ability, and he gave me opportunities, and he put good people in my life and helped me come out of hell. There is nowhere in the world I'm gonna stop talking about God. So I refused to stop, and they got upset. Now, another reason why, number two, why I left the Democratic Party is because of my strong pro-life stance. And they was upset because I was always talking about fathers being able to have rights over the unborn children. Because, you know, if a young lady gets pregnant and the father doesn't want to be a father anymore, he walks away, the young lady has a choice to go to the courts and force him to pay child support for children that he does not want. So in all fairness, and if everything was equal in the legal system, if a woman can force a man to pay child support for children he does not want, even though he's the father, then that same father should have some sort of parental rights over the lives of his unborn children that he wants to save from being aborted. And the reason why I'm so strong on that is because in 1999, after I got divorced from my first wife, I started dating a particular young lady, fell in love with her, and she got pregnant with twins. And I had already had 3 children by my ex-wife, and I was ready to welcome in these 2 twins, Howard and Hank. And we got into this stupid argument that I don't even remember what we were arguing about, but she got so upset and she said, YG, well, she called me by my first name. She said, Yahansay, I am going to do something to you that's gonna hurt you more than anything that has ever hurt you in your life. And I said, chick, you can't do anything that's gonna hurt me more than anything that's ever happened in my life, because in 1985, she knew that when I was 11 years old, I was raped by a camp counselor. That hurt, that devastated me. She also knew that I was also homeless and came from a broken family, and that my dad abandoned me and he used to beat my mom up. And then when I started looking like my father, my mom used to take it out on me because I looked like the dude that used to beat her up. I said, chick, there is nothing you can do that can hurt me deeper than what I've already been hurt. Now look, I know we're arguing, but on Monday, I'm gonna take you to the doctor and we're gonna get everything taken care of. So anyway, fast forward, over the weekend, I called her On Monday, she didn't answer. Tuesday, she didn't answer. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday went by, she did not answer. Saturday, she finally picked up the phone and I said, look, baby, I'm sorry. I know we got to arguing and we were both upset. We both said some things that we didn't mean, and I honestly don't even remember what we was arguing about, but tell me, how did the doctor's visit go? And I said, tell me about the twins, Howard and Hank. And she said, Yohance, you don't have any twins. And I said, what you mean, girl? Stop talking. Stop acting up. How did the doctor's visit go? Tell me about the status of the babies, Howard and Hank. She said, you don't have twins. Howard and Hank are gone because I had an abortion. Hold on. Now, if you've never suffered the loss of a child, you're not going to understand how I feel. But I could not believe what she said to me, and I thought she was playing. I said, baby, just tell me you're playing. This is a bad joke. Just tell me you're playing. You didn't kill our babies, did you? She said, yeah, I killed them. And I said, why? She said, because I felt like it, because I told you I will hurt you deeper, and I will make you feel pain worse than anything that you have felt before in your life. I know you love children, and I know you loved Howard and Hank, and I took them away. Now, I still get emotional about this, about the death of children. Fast forward to 2008, at this time I had 7 children. And my oldest son, Victor, was killed on his job, and he was 19 years old. So I've lost 3 babies, okay? And the death of children, it touches me in my heart. So that's why I'm pro-life. And I fight for rights, especially for fathers who actually want to be dads. Now, we got a lot of deadbeat dudes out there who don't care. I get it, but especially for men who want to be invested in their child's future before they even leave the womb. So, and I know there's a lot of tough choices that women are going through, and some women get raped, they're abused, or they get threatened, and they have an abortion through very, very dire circumstances. Trust me, I get it. Remember, like I said, I was raped when I was 11 years old. I know exactly how that feels when your power is taken away by a monster, and let alone you gotta carry this monster seed. I totally get it. But in other instances, when rape is not involved, and I know some folks differ on the pro-life side with this, but my thing is this: life and those children are precious. And I try to help women get options. And later on, my ex-girlfriend who aborted those kids, Howard and Hank, my babies, she found me on Facebook. She followed me. She saw me speaking around the country about this stuff. And she connected with me. We broke bread, and she apologized. And she said, I'm sorry. And now I can't have any more kids. And it ruined my life. And now I help women find options other than abortion for their children, and that's how I try to pay it back. And she said, I'm sorry that I killed our kids. And the only thing I could do as a man of faith, if I say I believe in God, and trust me, we all need forgiveness on things. I hugged her and I forgave her. But it galvanized my fight for pro-life. And that's why I stand. And I told these leaders of the Democratic Party, there's no way I'm going to shut up and stop talking about it simply because other people's feelings are hurt. My kids are dead. Do you understand that? My babies are gone. They're not coming back. They weren't an inconvenience. She was not raped. I was not beating her. She killed them simply because she was upset with me. And stuff like that has to stop. Millions of children are killed every single year, aborted. It has to stop. I know that's a touchy issue, but that was my stand and I wasn't backing off from it. And they told me to shut up and I just, refused and I said, no, I wouldn't. Now, the third reason why I left the Democratic Party is because of my love for the country. And I tell you, I've gone through so much and I've experienced so much. And I have a lot to thank God for. And I've traveled around this world seeing true oppression. I've traveled to different continents. And everybody tell me, YG Nightstorm, we wish our children can be in a country where public school is free, where all they have to do is work hard and be persistent and get those good grades. They can get a scholarship and they can move on. Even if the university isn't the best, they can have a future and they can get a business. They can get into corporate America. We wish a lot of the stuff that a lot of Americans complain about would be luxury items here in this country, on this continent. They haven't seen real oppression. And I said, yeah, a lot of stuff in America isn't perfect, but it's not this. And we are blessed to be here. And I am blessed to be able to was able to get out of my safe space when I was a liberal, thinking that all of America hated me because I was black. Once I got out of that neighborhood and I started traveling around the country, I started seeing that there are millions of people who honestly believe what Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about before he was assassinated. They judge me by the content of my character and not my skin color. And that is the most beautiful part of America. But hold on, that did not stop the 1% of people that hated my video. And as a matter of fact, I want you to see this right here. And I'm just gonna put it up. And you can pause it if you like. But you need to see some of the comments that I've been getting simply because I chose to leave and walk away. Check this out. Okay, so now we're at a crossroads, America. And, we have midterm elections coming up. We have the 2020 election coming up. And our nation has been on this crux where the media has been trying to push race war and gender war and all this stuff. But I tell you, man, sometimes you just gotta shut the media off. And really, and like I said, leave your neighborhood and really stop looking for so much negativity in the country, because whatever you seek, you will find. And if you seek goodness and optimism in others, yes, you will be disappointed sometimes, but you will see just a grand scope of people that will love you, that will not try to give you a hand out, but a hand up as they see you working hard towards your American dream. Now, is it harder for some Americans to reach this American dream than others? Of course it is. Are there obstacles that are just not fair? Of course it is. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Life is not fair. Life does not guarantee you happiness. You have to create your own happiness. You have to create your own future and success with the tools that you have been given. So just like my friends in other countries say, YG, all these kids got access to public schools. Even if the public schools suck, they are miles ahead of some of these so-called educational places in other countries. And in some of these countries, There is no education. The kids are walking around, girls can't go to school, and the boys are recruited into militias and have to kill people over political coups and political gain. We don't have that going on here. Our kids can go to school. And unfortunately, some of the kids who actually want to learn get joned and talked about by the other kids who don't see that they have a future. We need to reach out to these kids and let them know that they have a future. We need to reach out to their parents and let them know that you still have a future. Let's get to work. Let's build you. But we can do all the motivating that we can, but it is up to each individual for it to click right here. Be motivated right here and be passionate to move forward and get the job done no matter what. So for everybody that hates me, who said I deserve to die, who say, you know, I should be dragged through the mud and I should be quiet and all this foolishness, so much hate, wishing death on me for a political opinion, for choosing my American option to leave a party that I don't agree with, that has absolutely nothing to do with color. You can have your objections to Trump all you want, but to me, it's bigger than Trump. It's bigger than him. I had these feelings before Trump was in office, and I'll have these feelings after Trump leaves. Standing for God, being pro-life, and loving my country, and loving other citizens, regardless of skin color, but on the content of character. I'm going to honor Martin Luther King Jr. for his sacrifice. I don't want him to roll over his grave and feel like he died for nothing and died for a whole bunch of folks who don't appreciate it. We appreciate it. And it's the last thing I have to say for everybody who want to see me dead. God bless you. I love you. And I hope one day you start to see and realize that you are loved more than you think. And to not allow idiots on the left or the right to condition your mind so deeply and heavily where you hate everybody that you see. So on that note, like this video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, and let's just keep going, guys. Because our country is beautiful, and the people in our country are beautiful. It's just some people feel like that they are not loved. But once you start loving yourself, to think for yourself and embrace what America is all about, you will start attracting more people that love you, that think the same way, that will support you, and they don't care what color you are. So God bless you, and I love you, America. Take care, and I'll see you next time.